Queerly Disturbed. A peculiar public access show. Produced by Jon'Moll and Quinn.
Mama's macaroni.
Oh, Mama's macaroni.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Queerly Disturbed.
Oh my goodness. This is the first time we've ever done a podcast.
It is the first time.
Yes. It never happened before.
Never.
Oh.
But yeah, this is a public access podcast.
Sponsored by
Finnet.
Finnet.
Finnet is your leading water bottle brand that is not Hydro Flask.
It's not filtered.
It's not filtered. It is water straight from Flint, Michigan.
Oh.
It is your fave water.
Well, this is a perfect start to this podcast. We've already gone into the Flint, Michigan jokes.
I love Flint, Michigan.
Oh.
Actually, I've never been. I don't know why I said that. I want to send love to Flint, Michigan.
Sending love from Albuquerque to Flint, Michigan.
Thoughts and prayers. Do you remember that video or that one thing about RuPaul and how she literally saw someone like flip over in the water and probably die, and she said she was going to call the cops, and she was like, but you know what, I thought calling the cops isn't going to help. I'm going to pray. So I put the phone down and I looked out and I prayed. Like, you can literally find that, like, verbatim.
You know,
Yeah.
that reminds me of that
RuPaul
time
did
that it's like, well, I mean, there's that time that Laura Bush killed a guy. That did happen. You've never seen that Family Guy skit? Where
I
Lois
didn't know
just
Laura
goes,
Bush
Laura
killed
Bush.
a guy?
Yeah, Laura Bush did kill a guy.
Oh my. Well, so this podcast is literally what this is.
So we decided that the two of us, we are so... Having a conversation involves making a circle with us. There is no topic that we can really stick to, but yet somehow the conversation that we have ends up relating to the topic somehow, some way.
Yeah. And like topics are really hard to work with. And we both are very ADHD neurodivergent. And then there's all these lights everywhere. And like, there's just no time for subjects. So
Yeah.
we're just here to talk. But the occasional subjects that will pop up are going to be the local drag scene here in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Am I pregnant?
Is she pregnant? We don't know. She's gonna get pregnant, maybe.
In this, okay,
Is
I was
it
making
pregnant?
jokes
Is
about
it a basket
how
of McDonald's fries? We don't know.
you just exposed me on camera. My boyfriend's gonna be like, oh, she's eating McDonald's again. She said she wasn't.
Here, wait. Cut the camera to me. I'll tell you I'll tell your boyfriend something. Yeah, she isn't eating McDonald's. She eats McDonald's every time she's with me.
Cut the feed.
In fact, she literally boofs McDonald's for you, Matt. Hello, queerly disturbed viewers. I just wanted to pause this real quick and mention that, yes, there is a Starbucks cup on the bottom right that I am drinking, and we're talking about buying McDonald's. This episode was filmed before we found out that McDonald's and Starbucks were funding Israel's continued genocide towards Palestine. We do not stand with genocide. We do not stand with anybody having any sort of ethno-state. We do not stand with the Zionist government. So we just wanted to make that very clear that this was filmed before all of that happened. So after this, you're not going to be seeing any more McDonald's or Starbucks. All right? Love you guys. Bye. Enjoy the episode. I'm just kidding.
If I didn't wear this much blush,
I'm a demon, and I literally tell her to eat McDonald's, even though you don't want her to.
It's so true.
Your intentions are good, but I am here to interrupt.
I have tried so desperately hard to maintain a healthy lifestyle because I love my boyfriend very much, and he's very healthy. Like, he takes care of himself. He goes to the gym, and
he loves himself.
I love myself too. I love
too,
myself a little too much sometimes with the food.
Sometimes I really, really like myself, and then sometimes I'm like, I think you need to read a book.
How about do some yoga?
Yeah, I'm like, how about go get medication?
Oh, well, medication don't work on me.
See, I'm afraid to get medication because I'm afraid of not having a boner anymore.
I wouldn't know. I lost mine in the war.
You see? And when she says war, she means medication.
The war on drugs that I lost.
Okay, well,
college.
I don't know how many minutes it's been, but how are you? What have you been up to since the last time we didn't
Since
do
like
a podcast?
30 seconds. Oh God. We've never done a podcast.
I know
before.
how have you been since
How
the
have
last
you-
time we didn't?
Well, let's see. I have a new apartment.
That's really loud.
It's very loud.
I'm sorry.
You
I just hot.
Whose decision was it to dress up as Tim Burton's the Penguin today?
I wanted to wear business cash.
Okay. You know what this is giving? It's giving Danny DeVito's Penguin if Danny
I like
DeVito
that.
was in Cruella's universe.
Oh, I like that. I really like that. And do you think Penguin would have yellow in his hair because it's like the
Penguin
Jackass
beak.
penguin?
The what?
You know the Jackass penguins? The ones that have the yellow in their feathers.
Macaroni penguins? Jackass.
Yeah, aren't they called Jackass penguins? Or are those the
No!
other penguins?
They're called macaroni penguins.
Which one's the Jackass penguin? There is a Jackass penguin.
I have never
I
heard of
know
this
there was a
in my-
Jackass penguin because I was afraid to say Jackass when I was a child because I was raised Christian.
Oh, my dad did not care. When I was, we would watch Jeff Dunham when I was like,
Oh my
okay.
God, Jeff Dunham.
So let me tell you.
Oh, Jeff
So
Dunham.
I was about 7 or 8, and we had a Jeff Dunham DVD, and my dad, I fucking loved it. It was so good. But my dad was like, "Oh, let's watch it one day," and we watched the uncensored version because it's way more funny when it's uncensored. Well, I had called my mom. I was at my dad's that day, and my mom was like, "Okay, blah 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 blah," and I thought I had hung up the phone. Did not. And my dad was playing Jeff Dunham at full blast while my mom is sitting there on the phone, just like. And I go home. She's like, "So your dad is letting you watch Jeff Dunham now, huh? No wonder you're getting this stupid, twisted sense of humor." And I was like,
My parents
That comes
really
from
liked
family
Jeff Dunham,
trauma.
unfortunately.
"Yeah, I mean,
He's still using those puppets too. Like even the offensive ones.
yeah, that's where I'm like,
Yeah. The only one that I really liked was Peanut.
oh, see, mine
Peanut was really funny.
I think mine was Walter because it reminds me so much of my grandpa.
Oh, Walter was funny too. Those were the two that were like, you should just have these puppets and you should get rid of all the other ones because all the other ones are offensive.
Yeah.
But Peanut and Walt were actually not too bad.
Did you know that?
Also,
he
we
was
forgot to
actually-
introduce ourselves. No one knows who we are, and we've already been talking for over 10 minutes probably. And
We
there's
have an
probably enough
intro.
there's probably so many people that have clicked away that are just like, who
Who-
the fuck are these idiots?
Who is this? Well, hi, it's
Uh.
very nice to meet you. I'm Katie K. Bouvier. No, I'm not actually. My name is Carly Rico Quinn. I just like to say other names because it makes me feel less important.
I'm Jon'Moll. I'm a drag thing. And I'm here.
I'm a drag thing too.
We're drag things. We are drag things. We're also gonna have fucking we will have an intro. So
Right, that's what I'm
whatever.
saying. Like,
That's true. They're gonna know.
They're gonna know who we are.
I just am so used to people
They're-
always being
how
at the
would they
beginning being
know?
like, "Hi, I'm," and then they like everyone knows.
I'm gonna give
And
I'm
I
gonna
don't
give
do that.
Maul some trauma here. Ready? Hi, and welcome back to my channel.
Who is that?
Jeffree Star.
Oh, well,
You gotta do the like the
oh
wand
Jeffree
effect.
Star. Oh, Jeffree Shart.
Oh
Fucking
well.
Jeffree Shart. Oh my goodness.
You know, for a long time I thought that Jeffree and Patrick Star were related. I did!
Related how?
Because they had the last name Star. The makeup artist, Patrick Star. Okay, so my boss was actually like, I bought this stuff from Patrick Star, and I thought it was SpongeBob. It's not, it's a real person, and I had to sit there in the office and just go,
I always forget that Patrick Star exists.
yeah, I do too. But maybe that's a good thing.
Isn't he canceled? Were they? Aren't they canceled?
What makeup artist isn't canceled?
Nikki Tutorials? Well, she got canceled by, like, transphobes.
True.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say she's been canceled.
Jeffrey, Tati, James. Whoever we were just talking about, Patrick Star.
The Tati, Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson thing was our Roman Empire.
Oh, no.
Like,
no.
that was literally, that was, no, honestly worse than Roman Empire. That was like the gays.
Crusades.
That was like the gays
The gay
9/11.
crusades.
That was like the gays 9/11. That was like literally the level of inside job bullshit that was put into that entire scenario.
And none of them survived.
And none of them survived. In fact, it was so bad it turned Jeffree Star into a Republican.
You know what? You're not wrong. And yet somehow James Charles is still there making TikToks.
And talking to 14-year-olds probably.
Ugh.
Yeah, yikes.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, you got a new apartment,
Tati has
right?
the meme. The, like, sucking dick and bone.
Sucking dick and cock. And you did it at my birthday dinner. I mean, time and
you did it at my
place.
birthday dinner. that would have been cringe. So my cousin, my drag cousin, her name is Crimson Dust. She will be on the show, but she is known for being very tact, very professional in public, very mature.
Yes, very grown.
And that's why I didn't invite her to my birthday dinner, because I knew that if she was there, she would have probably been giving a handy to the waiter in the bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Watch, she's going to see this and she's going to go, hell yeah.
So what do you do?
Successfully? Quickly?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I like to go for long walks on the beach. I love playing canasta.
I haven't heard the word canasta since watching fucking I Love Lucy.
What?
That's amazing.
Canasta is like, it is an old lady game. It really is. Like Mahjong.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I remember when I was a kid, my grandma would be like, I'm going to go play Mahjong with the girls.
You know what makes
It's been like
canasta and
13
mahjong?
years.
You know what makes canasta and mahjong really fun?
What?
Valium.
And we're right back to the drugs.
Oh, that wasn't funny.
As you sat there and you have a laughing fit, that wasn't funny.
So
you know what?
I
don't think you're very funny, and I don't think you're very pretty.
I never was.
Oh,
I never was funny.
Can we get that back?
I've just been silly.
Are you a silly goose?
I'm not funny. I'm silly.
Oh God.
But yeah. So what? Besides looking like a sheep from the back, what have you been up to?
Beyonce's pregnancy reveal for the twins. But it's Shangela doing it. That would be me. I'm sitting there.
Shangela announcing Beyonce's twins.
Oh no, when Shangela dressed up as Beyonce and her pregnancy reveal, I would do that, but I would just have like a basketball right here. And then if it slipped out, I'd go, well, guess my kid's born to be a sports ball. No. Well, so okay.
This podcast is already such a mess.
Just imagine how it's going to be when we have extra people on here.
Oh, it's going to be so
special
bad.
Guests.
I'm so excited.
Well, so let me tell you, because I just got a text message from Crimson Dusk. She's a notable gremlin of the community. They put up all the decorations at Soch for the Halloween. You know how they like...
Oh, did they? Is it all Hallows Eve in there now?
And they always put up this gargoyle in the center of the stage with glowing red eyes. And I host karaoke every Thursday at the Albuquerque Social Club, which, if you haven't gone,
you
super
should go.
fun.
It's really fun.
We just go, we have fun, people get drinks, we sing. There are some people who sing really good. I kick them out. It's so much fun.
And there's the occasional gay that'll stick his finger up your nose and then he gets kicked out. It's a good time. I love it. It's so fun.
That happened once.
Yeah, and then he got kicked out.
That's right. But, so the gargoyle, right? So this gargoyle's put up, and I was like, oh my gosh, Crimson Dusk is here, everybody. And I love that my regulars at karaoke now get my jokes. it's kind of weird because like I'll be trying to host a regular drag show and I'm sitting there making my jokes and everyone's like, who is she talking about? Oh, did Crimson text me again? No.
Oh my god, you didn't silence your phone.
No.
We're on air.
Hi, yes, Crimson.
Just fucking just
I would call her.
disassociates the entire time. I'll just take it over.
I would call her right away. But
I love Crimson.
So,
Crimson's such an
okay.
icon.
So let me tell you. So when I'm hosting regular drag shows, I sit there and I'm like, oh gosh, there's people here that I don't know and that don't get my jokes. I can't make a Chloe Layla Malone joke or a Crimson Dust joke because they sit there and they go, who is that? But at Carlioke, I have this like regular group now that come and they know who these people are. Or because of how many jokes I've made about these people, they know who these people are. So now I can sit there and make a Crimson Dust joke and people laugh.
I'm glad people laugh at your jokes.
I'm glad people laugh at Crimson.
Poor Crimson.
Well, I mean, it was a choice between Crimson or Chloe, and I would rather go for Crimson's blood right now.
My God.
What about you?
What have I been up to? I've just
besides looking like a villain in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my god, I do. Well, I've just been doing my little drag socialite bullshit thing. I just go out sometimes and put makeup on. I've been really into wearing sunglasses in drag.
She has.
Which some people will be like, that's stupid and boring. And I'm like, you know what? No, I want to look like Anna Wintour low-key. I want to look hungover.
Anna Wintour?
Yeah, that bitch. I hate
Anna
her.
Wintour?
I hate Anna Wintour, but I
Not
love her
Anna
at the
Winter?
same time.
Anna Winter?
Anna Winter? Is it Wintour or Winter?
Winter.
Is it? It's Winter?
Yeah.
Well.
Wintour. Anna Wintour.
She's rich enough to not care.
Oh, well, yeah. I heard this story about her, actually. So, apparently, she has her days planned, like, down to the minute. And so, there was a time that she was at a fashion show recently, and she got really upset with Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian!
Kim Kardashian!
So she got mad at Kim Kardashian because Kim Kardashian was late. And because she was late, Anna Wintour had to sit there and she had to walk out before the designer of this runway came out and thanked everybody for being there, for seeing the exhibit. So it was like, oh, Anna Wintour was being rude, but it was just because she was on such a tight schedule she had to run. Literally run out of there.
That's insane.
Rich people, I swear,
what an OCD lady.
That's sometimes insanity. People forget that when rich people, especially people with a really well-known presence like that, they don't just have free time. They're constantly
kind of doing something, and
yeah.
It's not like it's
even their free time is scheduled.
Right. That's too much.
Mm-mm.
If I became that rich, I would just never do anything.
If I became that rich, I would do exactly this and look exactly the same.
Kind of same. I actually low-key kind of same. If I became uber rich, the first thing I would do is get a house.
Yeah, I would get a house.
And then I would go hide in that house and just do drag.
And never come out.
Yeah, and just do drag in the house.
I would get a house, or I would... Okay.
Oh, I would do what Angeline does in LA,
the billboard.
Yeah, I would just invest in myself becoming a local celebrity in Albuquerque. I would just pay for billboards of my drag to be put up, and I'd be like, there you go.
Not to throw our rocks around or anything, but haven't we already just gotten to that point? We're there so much already. People already know who we are. We might as well just give up.
Girl, I think people in our circle know who we are.
She said, your friends barely remember your name.
Some people can barely remember to book me for shows.
Oh. Well, I mean...
So, yeah, our circle knows who we are, but
But to be fair, though...
pretty big. So if I became rich, yeah, I put myself... You know those, crazy billboards about becoming saved by Jesus? Those were, really intrusive.
And we'll put one of you just
going...
1877
Jesus saves or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put my billboard, right on the other side of those.
We'll clean toilets for drag.
I ain't cleaning your toilet. What would I sell on a billboard?
Crimson's
Oh, you know
hair.
what? If I became really, really rich, I'd make a pyramid scheme.
Drag is a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, I would make officially a pyramid scheme.
Drag is the biggest MLM for gay people that has ever existed.
It actually really is.
Because you will sit there and you'll have people that are like, oh yeah, drag is so innovative and you're going to make lots of money.
We should have one entire episode completely dedicated to talking about how drag is kind of like an MLM and how the business side of it is actually kind of shady sometimes, and how it actually sometimes promises a lot of things that actually are not guaranteed. They're things that you get either based off of luck or by selling your entire existence to doing this.
Drag is a lot like stripping. I always say that drag and strippers are like two sides of the same coin.
And burlesque. Drag, burlesque, and stripping, they all have this parallel when it comes to
burlesque is the like the copper lining of the quarter. Yeah. Because they're like directly in the middle.
Yeah. No, yeah. And it's definitely an investment. You have to invest a lot of money into drag. Ooh, I have a fart coming. It's on a leather couch. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my poor boyfriend. Okay, so let me tell you.
Me way too brave to say things. I'll say anything with these sunglasses on. I will literally say anything.
So let me tell you about what happened before we got to the studio today. So because my boyfriend just texted me about that incident that just happened before the studio. So
about what incident?
Well, okay. So one of my favorite pairs of shoes are these red go-go boots.
Oh yeah, this one.
So I just moved into my new apartment with Katie and Erin, who are some of my best friends, and it's fucking great. Our cats hate each other. It's fantastic. They at least live together. But I had this pair of red go-go boots that were like, not necessarily latex, it's vinyl? And
yeah, vinyl.
I've had them for the past like 2 years. And they were already like, when you have block heels, sometimes when you're wearing them and when you've been performing as much as we do, it wears on your drag.
Even the chunky dumpy heels. Like even a chunky heel will start to like get all weird.
If you see a drag queen that has outfits from like 10 years ago that don't have holes in them, aren't discolored, or have shoes that don't have safety pins in them like this, then you know that they don't perform. They are probably like their bedroom queens, or they have retired. But
either that or they're just really good at taking care of their stuff, and we are just literally feral.
Yeah, because drag queens are really known for taking good care of their stuff.
You know what? One thing I will say nicely about myself is I'm actually really good at taking care of wigs. Like, I can actually make a wig last like 84 years sometimes, like the synthetic ones. And my drag sister can attest to that too. She's looked at some of my stuff and been like, I don't know how you've had this wig in good condition for 5 years, but like
my first wig, oh my god, it was a $20 blonde Amazon wig.
Oh my god, the short Taylor Swift one that's like really dense. Like when you feel it, she's like dense. Like
not the balayage one.
No, the side part one. That is one color of blonde. It's like poppy computer blonde.
I can't believe that you still remember this.
Oh, I remember because I washed it for you once, girl.
That's right. Oh my god. And I just remember you sitting there and you were like, what the fuck is this?
Washing this wig. And I felt like I was throwing a tumbleweed in the bathtub.
Well, okay, so let me tell you. So that was my one wig. That was like, I bought it for $17 in college, and I didn't have income.
You worked her. She worked hard for that coin.
I worked her to the bone.
Yeah, you were exploiting her.
Yeah. So I learned how to curl. Like, I didn't have a curling iron, or like, I didn't know how to use curlers yet. So what I did was I learned how to curl using bobby pins, and I would take the curl, like how back in the 40s where they would sit and they would curl their hair like that. So they got that really just nice flat curl. I did that, and I would roll all the individual strands up in these bobby pin curls, and then I used a blender as my mannequin head because I didn't have a mannequin head at the time. I was
That's
broke.
amazing, honestly. That's
That's-
very innovative.
That's what I did. And then I used an old pizza box as my wig oven. And I learned how to, because I did at least have a blow dryer.
There's a lot of good, cheap ways that you can make like a wig oven, which is nice. You don't always have to freaking buy everything. Sometimes you have to just look around your stuff and find trash.
True. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't finish the story. Okay, so I'm coming out of the house. I'm in full outfit. This is when I come to the studio, I'm already ready. When I go to most shows,
Me too.
I don't like to get I'll get ready at some shows, but I prefer to just be ready.
Same.
Because if I'm getting ready at the shows, I have to pack all my stuff, and then I don't really I don't know. I don't like taking up space. So I have my go-go boots on.
That, yeah. But you have your go-go boots on.
Yeah, so I have my go-go boots on, and the heels are a little wiggly, so they're a little shaky. But my apartment is upstairs, and they're just a itty bitty little stairs. Next thing I know, I'm going down. I had 4 cardboard boxes in my hand because I was like, I'll just take the trash out while I'm going.
Right.
Might as well. So I had all these cardboard boxes like this. And next thing I know, my heels hit wrong and I went, and I literally fell like a damn banana split. And I luckily was uninjured. Like the most I got was like a little itty bitty scrape.
What height did you fall? Like at the top of the stairs?
At the top.
So you literally like tumbled down.
No, I only tumbled like halfway.
Okay, so you caught yourself at least.
Yeah,
well, good.
yeah.
There you go.
With this ass, yeah, I had to catch myself.
That was
somehow.
good though. Well,
and I didn't rip my dress. I didn't rip anything. It was kind of shocking. Actually.
No, but your boot died, didn't it though?
Well, yeah, both of the heels came clean off, and I looked at it and I looked around, and the first thing that I thought of was, oh my god, I hope nobody saw that.
Yeah, yikes. Could you imagine?
Could you imagine just like a straight person who has never seen a drag queen before in their life see that and they're just like...
Yeah, seeing a drag queen fall is like actually pretty stressful to witness.
It's like seeing an angel gain wings.
Like seeing a drag queen fall is actually kind of traumatizing sometimes because like you are already like weighed down so much by so many things. Like falling is like the last thing that you want. Yeah, falling is like the last thing that you want to happen to you. It's so awful when you fall in drag. It's awful, awful.
Yeah, it was. So I walk out and I was like, well, I needed to buy new heels anyway, so I literally just whipped out Amazon and bought a replacement, the exact same pair. But I just was like, maybe I should just do this with no heels. Like pull a Gaga and just wear these boots with no heels. And then I looked at it in the mirror and my cat looked at me. My cat's name is Wanda. Fucking love her. But she looked at me and she was like, no.
She was like, yikes, girl.
She said, Mom got a little too heavy on the bottle. And she hasn't even started drinking.
Just kidding, no.
No, actually, I've been sober since
No, yeah,
June.
you haven't been drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's honestly really nice.
I've been. Not excessively, though.
You and Crimson both.
Yeah, I don't honestly, I don't drink excessively. I do like to have drinks on the weekends when I go out. But I'm not really one to drink at home. It's just not really for me. I find it very boring.
Yeah.
And, and I am very much someone who does enjoy liquor, but I don't really like it as shots. I like to have it mixed in things. And I don't really want to do it myself. And I just don't. I like having alcohol when I am out and moving around. I don't really want to go home and enjoy it while watching something. I just don't find that enjoyable, which I'm actually thankful for, because it allows me to just leave it in one kind of like nuclear area where I'm like, cool, I drink in these areas and that's fine. And like where there are times where it feels excessive, I can at least reassure myself, well, I'm not doing this every single weekend. And I'm not being irresponsible when I do it. It's just the aftermath of sometimes having a little bit more than you'd like sometimes brings some interesting thoughts about. But you know what? I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent about drinking now.
My boyfriend thought I broke my foot.
Well, you kind of did for drag. Breaking your heel is like breaking your foot in drag.
Oh,
it literally is devastating.
It's true because... I mean, actually, those boots weren't super expensive.
This is why I'm a fan of wearing a flat sometimes.
I would love to find those in my size.
Albuquerque, remember when I, got bullied for 5 minutes for a flat? For 5 minutes. It wasn't really even bullying. Someone was just literally, that's kind of dumb that you wore a flat. And I was like, you right, because it was Vans, because these aren't Vans.
That's like ragging on someone for wearing Hanes.
Well, and come to think of it now, it kind of is dumb as fuck to wear Vans in drag.
I've done it.
And I've done it too, but like,
Wait,
I
no,
ain't
not
proud of
Vans.
it. I am not
I've
proud
done
of it
Converse.
anymore. For a minute, I thought it was really cute, but now that I think of it,
I've done Converse.
well, Converse is one thing because Converse has like this history to it that a lot of people associate with when you mix it with wearing things that are fancy.
True.
So
true.
Converse, it makes sense. And also you have like the knee-high Converse that were really in when we were all like seen and stuff. But like to wear Vans in drag at the time, here's the thing. I couldn't afford shoes at the time because I had just moved out and I was living with a roommate and I could barely afford anything. So like, and I have big feet, so it's hard to find a good shoe.
You have big feet.
We both do, yeah. What size are you?
I'm a 13.
In what?
Men's. But I can fit into a 12 in women's. It's a mystery.
Yeah, I'm like a 12 in men's, so I fit into like a women's 13, sometimes a women's 12. If it's an open-toed shoe, it can be an 11 and a half. It depends.
Oh, open-toed shoes and drag? No.
No, not your thing.
No. I have some, and they look like little flamingo. You know which ones I'm talking about? Like the pink puff ones? The like Legally Blonde Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
And
with
my God.
no support on the back, right? With
No, and
there
they're
wasn't
like
even like an ankle strap on them.
They're one of the ones like
They're like the little.
They have the strap around the whole leg.
Oh, and that's not support. That's embellishment.
Hell
That's
no.
not support. I have one strappy open-toed shoe, and it's actually my worst. It's one of my worst shoes. It's so uncomfortable after, and I put gels in it and everything, and I'm like, this shit is awful. It's horrible.
Surprisingly, these shoes are actually pretty comfortable.
I can imagine those are actually a comfortable shoe for like a stiletto heel. Those are actually pretty nice.
Last night I was wearing these because another thing about drag is if you ever see a drag queen that's like, you can't wear the same outfit twice.
Oh, that's dumb.
That's
and that's actually really classist and
classist.
Elitist. And it's actually really rude because some people can't even afford stuff at the thrift store. Some people can't afford fabric. Some people do not have the mental means to know how to use fabric to sew. Like, it's actually very, very, very classist and elitist. It's a little bit ableist to assume that outfit repeaters are being lazy. That's actually really fucked up to assume.
And some of the best girls in this town are outfit repeaters.
Yeah, there's no shame behind it. I personally am an advocate for it because we can only do so much as human beings.
I think in my philosophy, it's very like, if you have a good outfit and you know it that people like it, why would you not repeat it?
And if you also like it.
Right.
Like there are plenty of things that I have in drag.
You know how many times I wear these goddamn socks? I love these socks. I will put them in any outfit. But that's also my thing is I also like to take elements of outfits that I've already worn and mix and mash them like I'm a damn customizable sim.
Yeah, honestly, to me, because almost anyone can learn how to sew. A lot of people can learn how to do patterns. You can go and buy patterns and learn all that. But in my opinion, it does take kind of a special skill that people can develop. It's not like special to certain people. You can develop a skill in styling where if you have a lot of the same things, it becomes a puzzle of how many different ways can I style this to make it look a little different. I personally find that a bit more of a satisfying challenge because you're saving your money in recycling and you're also trying to give yourself a chance to do some brain exercises and be like, well, I already wore it like this. How else can I wear this? Like this yellow bra I've worn with a set a lot. I didn't know what else to wear today because there's yellow in my hair.
The shoes.
So I was like, I don't know what else to do. So I found this yellow bra and I was like, cool, this will go with the yellow in my hair. And then everything else can be, I think honestly doing that is a lot more satisfying than sewing something new all the time. Even though the sewing something new is fun. I've done it. But like, I don't know. It's just not that important.
I would say one person in the community that I personally like, I've sat there and I've watched some of her outfits and I'm like, she does, like, I will attest to her creativity because I have seen her like reuse multiple outfits in different ways and not make it feel stale. Is Avery Martini.
Yeah, Avery's really good. Avery also has a lot of, I would hope that she would agree with this when she sees.
Watch her be
Avery-
like,
Watch she be like, "You're a dumb bitch and don't know me, you cunt."
she said, who are these two?
she-
Who are these
she-
people?
She has silhouettes and things that she knows works for her, and she knows that she's trained
Yes.
herself how to make. And she can do a bunch of different things. She has a very vast style, but there are certain things that Avery has in her pocket that she knows works, and she can use it in different ways, but it's something that's at least consistent, and she
Yeah.
knows that it will follow through and it will communicate well. And it's very
Yeah.
admirable, and it always does look refreshed and different, but there are times where I do see if she does rewear something, it still looks really good. There might be a slight adjustment with it to maybe boost it a bit, but it gives you that vibe, oh, this is something new, even though it might have been reworn. Like, she's really good at styling like that.
Yeah.
I also think my drag sister Divine is really good at styling
Oh,
things different ways.
Lately, she's been doing this thing where she's been making outfits with like shoes, where she's literally
Yeah.
like deconstructing shoes,
Like boots and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I
super
keep
duper
sitting there
good
and I'm like,
craftsmanship.
girl, how the hell am I? Okay, so one of the things that I do for karaoke now is once a month I dress up as one of the people in the community, and so like the first time I did it, I was dressed up as my mother Sativa, and then the next time I did you. We literally
Yes.
put like a picture right here. Oh God, not the
Yeah,
dimple
I'll
wings.
edit. I'll see if I can edit a picture.
So here's the
for-
picture of me dressed up as Moll, and then last month I dressed up as Scarlet Doll. And
Oh, that looked so good.
she did such a
Yeah,
good job.
Scarlett
She did the
painted you
makeup,
very, very,
the
very
hair,
well.
the outfit. I told her because she was like, "What do you think?" And I said, honestly, anything like pick your favorite outfit, pick something that you say like that is so me, and you're the hair, whatever you want, and it was amazing. Everyone thought like when I did you. Everyone thought I looked. They thought that.
Oh,
was
I
you.
thought you did really, really well. And honestly, I was a little bit concerned at first because, and not really like, I don't want to say this and say that you don't have, like, say that your skills are, like, dimmed. It's
But
not
it's different
that.
when you're dressing
I
up
was
as like someone else.
Yeah, I was concerned because you were dressing up as someone else, and I just know that some of my makeup and drag style is very niche in some areas, and I'm not trying to say that, like, I'm so unique. It's not that. It's just I've done my makeup very specific to my specific face shape because I struggle a lot with makeup and face stuff because I have a very, very hooded eye. I have a very far forward brow
Right.
bone. Like, it's hard. So not everyone can just plop my face on and it works. But when you did it, it was really, really good. Like, once you had it finished and everything put together and you had the outfit and the wig, it was, like, very impressive. And I was like, honestly, work, because not many people can.
The reason, so, and what was so nice about that one was everyone was asking me if you had painted me. And I said, she gave me guiding lines, but I did it all myself.
Yeah, I don't really like painting other people. It's really anxiety inducing. I'd rather just be there and tell you and point like I was doing with the brush.
That's
I would
why,
rather
like,
take a brush and point where to put it.
I loved that because I
Yeah.
like that I can do that. I did Sativas on my own. I did yours with your help, and then Scarlett, I was like, she's painted people before, and so I was like, you know what? I'll just have her paint me because it would just be better to just do
And
it
she's
straight
pretty
from
good
the
at doing
source.
it on other people, which is
She
great.
was phenomenal.
I think Calorie should paint you sometime.
She actually offered to do it. So
yeah, I think that would be fabulous.
She's-
Because Calorie, you know what's so funny? Within the drag race community, I think that Calorie is actually an underappreciated makeup girl.
Yeah.
A lot of people miss that shit. And it's because of the way that Drag Race had her edited and because of all that blah, 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 blah. But she's actually kind of an intense makeup girl. Like, I see her in person and it is like the filter is on.
See, one
Like,
of my favorite...
it's like she walks around with an already, like, updated filter on her face. It's amazing, actually. And I think people underappreciate that. Just because there's so many Drag Race girls and whatnot, but like she's one of the ones where I'm like, her mug is actually kind of unclockable. Like, it's actually really fucking good.
One of my we should have an episode where we talk about drag families because there's so much that goes into that.
We should, honestly.
So, one of my favorite looks from Calorie was one time we performed at FX together, and it was when Victoria Elizabeth Black was in town.
Oh, yeah, I didn't go to that one.
Oh my god, she was so nice. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. But Calorie did this like Care Bear. It was like
was she the yellow?
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was really cute.
I love that outfit.
Yeah, me too.
So good.
What do you think, like, what is your, because we only have, like, probably, like, 20 minutes left. What is your, like, consensus on the drag scene in Albuquerque? Because I feel like
Do you
we
want
get
my generic opinion or do you want my honest opinion? Because
I'll take your honest opinion that is, like,
Because
like,
my
it can be
generic
unfiltered.
Yeah, my generic opinion is the drag scene in Albuquerque is so diverse and fun. Everybody's so great, blah blah blah.
Which has a lot of truth in it.
Which is true.
Yeah, that has a lot of truth
I'm
in
not
it.
saying that it's wrong, but my unfiltered opinion is that right now we are really, really fractured. And it is
I
like
see what you mean. There's definitely a little bit of a,
not
I think
necessarily
socially,
like a clickiness.
I think there's a couple different ways that also you can, and it's not just for Albuquerque, I would say it's for a lot of, like, every drag scene. There's a couple different ways, I think, to describe it.
Yes.
And I think one of, probably the way that you focus on it a lot, and I'm not saying you don't in other ways, but one of the main ways that you might focus on it is socially, on how it's working socially.
Yes.
Because then there's also how it represents aesthetically, and there's also how it plays, there's also how, like, it plays out to people that don't do drag.
Yes.
And whatnot. But I would agree with you where, yeah, socially in our own bubble with each other, like drag queen to drag queen, drag king to drag king, drag queen to drag king, yada yada, everything in the middle, there is a little bit of division going on. I'm not going to sit here and say that the girls are warring and the people, it's not
that's
that.
long since passed.
I think it's dumb to say that, but there's definitely a little bit of this.
There's this area of
stance.
tension.
Yes.
That which there are times that it's for good reason.
Most definitely, because every space
absolutely-
needs to be open for things like that to be.
But
It can't always be candy and rainbows and RuPaul's best friend race.
RuPaul's best friend race. So one of the things, like, I think we as a collective of drag, there are times that there are legitimate reasons for people, like, having issues with performers.
Mhm.
And then there's other times where it's just like, oh, well, she was a bitch to me at the club. And it's like,
Mhm.
girl, like, come on. It's like working in an office and having office drama. Like,
Yeah.
office drama is it's in such an echo chamber, and drag drama is the exact same way. Because
Yeah.
drag drama, it's like
Drag drama can honestly be really similar to YouTuber drama.
Yes.
Where it's kind of never ending. There's kind of always something new, but a lot of the times it's pretty minimal.
And if you were to sit
and it's not really
down,
like that big of a deal, except to maybe the people that includes it.
Right. If you really sit the people down, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been there. I feel like everybody's had their drag drama.
Everyone in Albuquerque, when it comes to drag, has been in their fair share of drama.
But I think that what makes you a better performer and a better individual is when you can sit there and you can look at the situation and you go, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, especially also because there's people that I know that have, like, left the scene or are really, really, really far away from it. And they start to view it differently once they leave, which is kind of sad because that's what happens when people leave cults. Yeah. And that's where sometimes, like, I will say, and I don't want to sit here and harp on, like, I didn't bring this question up for us to talk shit about Albuquerque drag fully. But I will say that there is a side of it that is a little bit culty sometimes, and it's not like it's as dark as, like, Illuminati weird bullshit. It's just...
There's no Jonestown in here.
Yeah, there's no Jonestown. It's just sometimes at the level of, like...
People get so caught up in it that sometimes they forget that it's all about performance.
Yeah, it's all about performance, and there are sometimes cases where you have maybe, like, friendship alliances, and we, because I'm included and you're included,
right.
We sometimes let these friendship alliances define how we work, who we work with, what we do. And sometimes it affects it positively and sometimes it affects it negatively. And I think there actually is sometimes a bit of a disregard for how that affects us all negatively. And that might be something we're all a little bit blind to.
Well, and I also think that why, I know when you were like, I didn't come to talk shit. And I think the biggest thing is we're not. I think to appreciate Albuquerque drag and just drag as a whole, you need to accept the flaws, and you need
there needs to be truth
there needs
in
to
there.
be acceptance of truth. Acceptance of truth. Acceptance of truth.
Accept the truth, Albuquerque.
Acceptance of truth.
Accept the truth, Albuquerque drag. You suck.
Get off my lawn.
No, it's great. It is great. There's like a lot of really fun and awesome stuff too.
Yeah, like you can appreciate the strengths that we have, and I think that as a community, we have come together really, really well recently. But I do believe that there are times that when there are certain issues that we as a community also tend to ignore. And I think that's where we have to sit there and go, okay, accept that we need to do better here.
Yes. And I think I think we're maybe missing a little bit of nuance in some situations.
Right.
And then we're also not.
There's always special cases for everything.
Right. But then I think it's very strange. I sometimes feel like here in our drag scene, we have maybe our nuances mixed up where some issues do need nuance put in there and context and understanding. And then some areas actually don't, and they need to be a lot more strict and just like, no, we're not putting up with that. And I feel like there are times where we actually have that switched where we're looking at nuance in situations we actually should probably be putting our foot down with, and we're not looking at nuance in some situations that we are putting our foot down with. And I think that's something we kind of need to get a little bit clearer. But one thing I do appreciate, at least, even within that set of behavior in Albuquerque, it did get really serious. This is Queerly Disturbed, everyone. This is what it is. It's just going to be a random bullshit of talk.
Well,
I think the positives of it for me though is like, yes, sometimes the fractures and the separation is there, but I at least appreciate that there kind of is at least a place for everybody.
Yeah.
So even if there are people that we maybe perceive as maybe like not fully desirable to be around, or maybe it's not good that maybe we are not good for them, like maybe we shouldn't be around them because we're not good energy for them, or maybe vice versa, they're not good for us.
Right.
I'm glad that we at least do have some spaces and groups where people can go and still be, and it doesn't have to feel like fully like excluded and stuff. Like people can kind of jump back and forth, and we can actually be really mixed. But I do agree with you where there is kind of always this underlying tone of tension that kind of always exists, and I'm not really sure where it comes from. I'm not really sure.
There is a lot.
I don't know, yeah.
One of the things that you and I tend to forget about is that there is a lot of old blood.
There's a lot of history here.
Of family feuds and like blood ties that we don't even know about. That sometimes I hear about it and I'm like,
well, and not only that, there also is a part, and this is not just exclusive to Albuquerque, this is like everywhere that has a drag scene. There's a lot of the old blood and the old history and weird stuff that we don't know about, but that also doubles with us, where we're actually part of some old history that new bitches that get in our scene that they don't know about. And it's like, it's this interesting repeating pattern, and it's not like we always need to fill in each other with all the drama. Like it's not think, that
like unfortunately, like in a weird way, if you look at a lot of the like how the Albuquerque drag scene is, you could use it as a litmus test of America in general, because it's like there's such a desire to preserve what came before. Which is not a bad thing. I mean, we literally have the oldest gay club in the Southwest. That's not an easy thing to keep up.
Yeah, that's true.
I also think that there are certain people who are really obsessed with that old guard type of mentality. And so they see people like us, or they see the next generation coming in, and they're like, there's like a level of unseriousness that's taken to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
I think the best philosophy is to remember where you came from and what is there before, because there are a lot of people who fought for us to sit here and be able to have a podcast.
Literally, yep. There have been
Crimson
a lot
Dusk
of
was the first brick thrown at Stonewall.
Crimson Dusk threw the first Stonewall brick all the way from New Mexico. No, she was the brick. Oh, she was the brick.
She was the brick.
Girl, I can't get comfy.
That's better.
That's what Al Capone said when he was in jail. I can't get comfy.
I do look like Al Capone.
You look like if Al Capone and Avril Lavigne had like a weird sim mashup. And it just pans to you.
I feel like I could be a Sims character.
And I look like a cake topper.
Honestly,
I am
you
the
know
cake.
what? Drag is low key just like being your own sim in The Sims 4.
You know what? I've noticed that like fashion as a whole it used to be like this was the trend. This was like this is what you did, and then the 2020s hit, and it was like everybody just became their own custom Sims.
Yeah, you know what? I actually think I think the 2020s fashion has probably have been my favorite generation of fashion probably ever that is in development
Yeah.
because it is now kind of turned into a clusterfuck of styling.
It's turned
Where
into
we're
an
actu-
individualistic mindset,
Yep.
and I love it.
Yeah, because everyone
it's
is doing
much less about being a collective and what everyone
Yeah.
else looks like.
and there still are some collectives, like the early 2000s have made a giant resurgence. The scene
The
has made a
80s,
giant resurgence. The
70s.
80s, a lot of these. But what I like is that in
It's-
the 2020s, people are now taking all of those aesthetics and they're making it into one aesthetic.
Yes.
Like let's like
can
I
pick
think
and choose.
I think both of us are kind of a good example of that. Like I would say for me, it's like I'm wearing kind of like a blazer top with puffy sleeves, but I'm
This
wearing
is
like
very,
giant
like-
trip pants and
This is
and
very early
platforms.
2000s,
Yeah.
like punk scene, and this is like a cry for help. Help!
No, I love it. I think it's like I said, it's like a tasteful, styled clusterfuck. That is what the 2020s have become. Like
That is
it's
me.
just like
Carly
I
Rico
love
Quinn,
it. Like
a
I
tasteful
really,
clusterfuck.
I think it's fun to do clusterfuck fashion. I actually think that we need to go away from.
We need to go
simple-
away?
I think we need to go away.
I think we need to go away. No,
But yeah, with Albuquerque drag, I love it and
But-
I
and- but
enjoy
tying
it, and
that
I'm
to-
always gonna be.
this is
I
what
love
meant
you. I
by, like-
support you. I don't want to talk shit about you, even though we just kind of did.
Well,
Just
okay.
kidding, we didn't.
So this is what I love about the show, because we have all these different topics that still somehow create a circle. So we were talking about different fashion. That's Albuquerque drag, because Albuquerque
It's
drag
so
is
much
like,
different
there's
stuff.
so much diverse equipment, like diverse
And
equipment.
also, in defense to our little community, because I do genuinely love our community, everyone from the outside, like the surrounding states,
give us a chance.
I feel like y'all need to give us a chance and stop saying that we're just like pageanty like Texas. And
we're
I
not-
do
we're
think a part of
actually-
us needs to like I
we-
think we need to make clear that we're not just that, because we still have pageant
Yeah.
stuff. Like last year I won a pageant. It was really fun.
I did too.
You did. And like
We're not going to talk about that one.
but like, you know, drag competition and pageantry is really cool, and I'm glad that we have that here in New Mexico. But I think that the outside states that know about us need to like actually update themselves on who we actually are, because I would actually compare us more to places like Denver and
Unrelated, but I got
bigger-
an email from my Amazon that was like, sorry, your Wii. Okay, so I have a Wii. I have a Switch, but I have a Wii because Mario
you
Party
do have
8.
a Wii.
I do.
You have a Wii with you right now.
This is my Wii. This is
Oh.
my Roman Empire.
You missed it.
But what, the Wii U?
No, I was making a PP joke.
Oh, well, like I said, I don't have it because I lost it in the war.
Oh, right. I forgot.
But no wonder that went over my head and my massive wig. Oh, God. Aerodynamics. But because Mario Party 8 is the superior Mario Party. I stand by what I said. Birdo is an icon. We love Birdo in this house. Katie K. Bouvier is sitting there watching this right now going, no, she's not. There's personal feud behind that one. She really hates Birdo. But I think Mario Party 8 is fantastic. So I have it on the Wii. But my Wii didn't have the AV cords because it's not 2007 anymore.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'll just buy the HDMI outlet thing. And it was supposed to arrive today. And I got an email saying it was shipped. And I was like, okay, cool. And it said that it was shipped in Kentucky.
Today.
And I was like, it is not getting here today. And then I just got an email that said, your Amazon package is arriving late. It will be here tomorrow.
I
by
hate when
9."
that shit happens.
And I was like,
that
well,
makes me so mad, even though that is such a first world problem.
it's such a first
And
world
like the
problem.
faster the packages move, the more exploited an employee at Amazon is. But at the same time, I want my damn package.
What if I need my makeup in an emergency? What if I need my wig in 2 days?
No, right. There are times where I really do need Amazon to like get it together. But you know
true.
what? Those poor Amazon workers are just working to the bone.
Justice for the
So,
Amazon
like,
workers.
Oh, we have 5 minutes
We
left.
got 5 minutes.
So we're gonna take this 5 minutes to circle back.
Circle back on what?
Albuquerque drag is great and iconic, but needs therapy sometimes.
Which I think is true for every drag.
Yeah, I bet that there are going to be bitches watching this podcast not from here that are going to be like, that's literally my drag scene where I'm from.
Right.
And then we're going to be like, oh, right, we're homeschooled.
Yeah. We're homeschooled because we're in Albuquerque.
But yeah, no, Albuquerque drag is great and awesome. We have our issues, but we work through
We have our issues. Well, some of us have mental issues.
All of us have mental issues. But yeah, this is Queerly Disturbed. This is what we are doing now.
I love this.
I honestly love it too because I love being in drag. But
I love just being able to get in drag and we don't have a set thing that we have to talk about.
Yeah, we can just exist.
This isn't
it's
a
so
morning
nice.
show.
This is the morning show.
This is the morning show.
Yeah, this is the morning show. This is going to be airing
Morning
on
glory
public...
holes.
Yes.
Oh.
Could you imagine? This is going to be on public access, which will be fun. So if you have like your public access TV antenna on, you can flip through the channels and
You'll
watch us
unfortunately
randomly
see us.
talk about shit. It's going to be so funny.
And it will also be available on the YouTubes.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube.
We're hoping to get it available on Spotify.
Hopefully, yes. We're going to be pushing it on TikTok, I think, which will be fun.
Hello, how do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah, hello Gen Z.
We are Gen
both
Z.
Gen Z, yeah.
Are you considered Gen Z?
Technically, yes. 1997 is technically Gen Z, but it's that cusp kind of thing where it's like right in between. So I'm technically also old enough to relate to a lot of millennials, but I'm young enough to also relate to a lot of Gen Z. It's very strange.
Damn it, that makes me... Oh, wait,
but
that
also
makes me a Gen Z, but I just turned 24.
But I also personally believe that New Mexico is like 10 years behind everyone, which I don't think is a bad thing.
It's true. It's so true.
But so everyone is in
now accepted gay
2023.
marriage.
We're now in like 2013.
They're realizing that What Does the Fox Say was a very popular song.
Oh my god. They played that church.
Selfie
that
by the
church.
Chainsmokers.
They played that song in church so much.
Selfie by the Chainsmokers.
Not the cursive.
Chainsmokers. Oh wait, no, it's 2013. We haven't had cursive singing yet. Lord hasn't emerged onto the scene.
Oh god. When you sing like this.
Every song that's like #1 on the indie Spotify playlist, it sounds like that.
So play a minute, just stay.
You're gonna get us copyright strike.
Sorry, wow.
Our Narcleo,
Wow.
the condensation.
RuPaul was right about that coffee enema.
Yeah, RuPaul, the missing Paul brother. There was Jake, Logan, and
Jake, Paul, Logan, Paul, and RuPaul.
Roop.
Oh, RuPaul.
RuPaul.
Oh, RuPaul.
Jake, Paul, Logan, Paul, Roop, Paul.
Roop. Well, this has been Queerly Disturbed. I don't know how consistently we're going to be posting this. We're going to try to get it up to where we can.
We can try and make
as
this
much
consistent.
as we can.
Unlike the time we didn't.
Unlike the time we didn't, because I sucked at being consistent. I was so consistent.
There was also way more things going on.
I was so inconsistent that we didn't do anything.
There was other things outside of our control. We had that covered by insurance, though.
We don't talk about Bruno, no.
Well, you said it on me. Oh God, I just got Vietnam flashbacks. I'm seeing the bombs again. Fortunate Son starts playing in the background.
Oh my God.
Crimson shows up in an army outfit and she's like, she's back.
Crimson and camouflage. I could never see that.
I kind of could.
Ooh.
She would be that one kid in high school. Okay, oh wait, you were homeschooled. But there was always, the audience will relate to me. There was always the kid in high school that wore camouflage that always smelled kind of funky.
That was me.
Well, with that
said,
we'll see you next
We'll see you next time, and thank you so much for staying for Queerly Disturbed. Again, I'm Jon'Moll.
I'm Carly Rico Quinn.
And we will see you next
Oprah
time.
Winfrey. I love bread.
Goodbye, everyone.